Hi, this is Pastor James coming to you with an encouraging message to lift you up. And after this message, I'd like to share some great things that are going on in the life of our community. But first, this is the big idea, that it's easy to get discouraged when you don't see good things happening. Your mind is shaped by the things that you see, and similarly, by the things that you don't see. So when you don't see people you love, then it's natural that your mind, your heart will become discouraged. But when you do see people you love, it's actually natural that you will become more encouraged. So the question I have for you is this: what do you do when you don't see good things happening? Now, it's one thing to identify that you have a problem. It's another thing to actually recognize the scope of the problem and how severe it can be when you have discouragement and you don't know how to change that. When you only see bad things and you don't see good things happening. But that's where God comes in. God gives us a path forward and shows us how to move into hope. This is a scripture from Isaiah chapter 60, verse 19 through 20, and it says this: "The sun shall no longer be your light by day, nor for brightness shall the moon give light to you by night. But the Lord will be your everlasting light, and your God will be your glory." And then it goes on to say, "Your sun shall no longer go down, or your moon withdraw itself, for the Lord will be your everlasting light, and your days of mourning shall be ended." The scripture says this, that we should look to God always, and we will always have good news and a way forward. And the Bible tells us that when we look to physical things like the sun, we will not perpetually be encouraged by them, because the sun will someday experience clouding over, or every day the sun disappears from your sight. But God never disappears from your life. In fact, not just now, but forever and ever, God will be there, and God is your light. And the good news is that when you have God in your life and you know God and you can look to God, that's the key. Look away from the things that are discouraging you and look to God, who will always encourage you, and you will discover hope. You will discover a way forward. These are just some of the things that we like to share with you and encourage you on a regular basis. You can check them out on our weekly newsletter, where we like to share praises and concerns and prayers that we'd like you to lift up as well. And also all the great events that are happening at Highlands, where you can connect with other people and experience essentially God shining through other people into your own life. Now, one of those really great things that's happening at Highlands is it's a small group leader huddle. And that's happening in one Saturday, a whole week away, on August 26th. You can come down to Highlands Church and you can be a part of the Highlands Church small group leader huddle. Who's it for? Anybody who's a facilitator or a host or a leader for a small group, or if you'd like to be a part of a small group or even lead a small group, that is the other part of this great experience, and it's the small group leader training. We call it the Highlands Church Small Group Boot Camp, and we would encourage you to be part of that and come check out the really great people that are part of the small group ministry at Highlands, to see if small group leading is something that is a good fit for you, and then to learn a little bit more about yourself and what we're going to be doing here at Highlands, our vision for building communities, and how small groups play a critical part in that. By the way, if you want to experience a season with less discouragement and more encouragement, small groups is where you're going to experience that. So come check us out at the Small Group Leader Huddle and the Small Group Leader Boot Camp, which is going to be happening 9 a.m. on Saturday, August 26th. Now, there's one other great thing that's happening at Highlands Church, and that is our awesome neighborhood night. It is backed by popular demand. So on August 31st, we're encouraging all people who've had a neighborhood night before to do one on or about that day for your neighborhood. There's people that have moved into your neighborhood who are new and don't have any friends. There's some of those people that have been around a long time and their old friends have moved away and they need friendship. You know, there's so many people in your neighborhood, but we do know this. Jesus said, love your neighbor. It wasn't an if it wasn't a if you'd like to. It is a command of Jesus. Love your neighbor. And so we do this through our neighborhood nights, and we encourage you to check one out. If you're new to Highlands, it's a great opportunity to connect with other people. So we're praying for you and always thinking about how we can lift you up. But honestly, if you just let us know, send us an email or give us a call, fill out one of the prayer cards on Sunday, you can really let us know not just how we can lift you up, but we can actually pray for and lift up the people in your life. Prayer is one of those things that Jesus urged his followers to do regularly. And in fact, he taught us the power of prayer. We're going to be learning a lot about that this coming Sunday when we dip into our series called How to Walk on Water, where we are going to be talking about how Jesus coached Peter, who tried walking on water. He did a pretty good job of it until he started sinking. Jesus coached him forward so that he could be a water walker, so that his whole life could be a life of joy and powerful, beautiful things happening around him. So come this Sunday, tell your neighbors about it, and we are on a roll. This thing is off to the races. So we are excited about what's happening here at Highlands, and we hope you are too. Again, we're praying for you and here to lift you up any way we can. God bless.